So, we've got the Battle of the Tribes for...
Battle of the Tribes.
We've got Merfolk being played by Lee Brooke and Elves being played by George Chen.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's go down to the feature match.
Okay. George starting off with a Heritage Druid off a Gilt Leaf Palace.
Yeah.
Elf Hub. And Lee Island and 2 vials in hand, so I'm guessing I'll go Island into Ether Vial.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lee starting off with an Ether Vial. Best start to this deck. I'll have another Gilt Leaf Palace. Revealing. Oh, okay, let's see how our elf knowledge is.
That is Dwynen's Elite.
Dwynen's Elite.
Standard All-Star.
Wow. We've got a pretty explosive start from...
Dwynen's Elite is incredible.
It's 2 bodies for 2 mana.
2 bodies for 2 mana, and the actual Dwynen is a 2/2.
Yes, 3 power, 2 mana across 2 bodies. Not bad. I mean, I'm guessing you're going to be playing any deck where you haven't got an elf. We've got...
I've considered it in Standard, in like a Coco deck.
Coco, yeah.
Not Coco, sorry, in like a rally kind of deck. Where you only get minimal value out of it, off Elvish Resume. But you still get an extra guy. Just
George playing the Cavern of Souls, I'm guessing naming Elves.
So, can we get Lee to move his Mutabolts in a little bit? Not his Mutabolts, his
Ether Vials.
Ether Vials in a little bit so we can see. Oh. Sorry.
Okay. This, and a Shaman of the Pack. That's 7. Oh no, the Scavenging doesn't count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 damage straight at Lee, and then an attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he has dealt 13 damage on turn 3. Seems maybe it's tribal elf deck.
Yeah, it's mental. It's the Shaman that does it. It's so good.
And then Lee does have 2 Lords in hand, but you can. He doesn't have the double blue mana, so he can only play 1 Lord off the Ether Vial next turn. Maybe he'll be vialing a Curse Catcher to block. I think vialing a Curse Catcher to block a Heritage Druid is a fair shout.
He's still I don't know, is he just dead next turn anyway? So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, Curse Catcher vialing.
5, 6.
So I think Lee is going to drop down to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Spell Pierce. I guess if it not the best. Lee isn't exactly where he wants to be in this matchup, and he's just going to pick his cards up. So a very fast game 1. Only 3 minutes in, and George Chen has already picked up game 1.
Okay, so in the sideboard for Lee, we've got 2 Ghost Quarters, 2 Chalice of the Void, 2 Relic of Progenitus, 1 Spell Pierce, 2 Unified Will, 4 Hurkyl's Recall, and 2 Tidebinder Mage.
And for George Chen, we have 1 Choke, 1 Barenton Forge Tender, 2 Chameleon Colossus.
That's a bit spicy.
2 Stony Silence, 1 Kataki War's Wage, 1 Reclamation Sage, 1 Fracturing Gust, 1 Relic of Progenitus, 1 Spellskite, 2 Beast Within, and 2 Warping Whale. So, what do we like from these sideboards in this matchup? I think the chokes are definitely... The choke is pretty good against a deck running that many islands. Reclamation Sage, maybe?
Reclamation Sage is okay.
Spellskite, I guess, could be.
If he wants to get spicy, Stony Silence, but you've got to have it in your open hand.
Warping Whale.
Beast Within, when you think about
Warping Whale.
Beast Within, when you think about it, isn't that bad, because if you hit a load of it, it shrinks the guys, stops them getting
Island Walk,
and put a 3/3 in play, and you don't really care about 3/3, especially if you're playing combo rolls.
I'm not sure if would Lee cut the
Lords.
Cut the Spreading Seas in from a mono green deck, but then I guess
it's the only way to get through.
And the deck actually only has 3 forests, and I don't see any way of fetching those forests. So maybe Spreading Seas can actually just completely cut off a land.
Well, his guys are mana guys. So
yeah. So, what do we like from Lee's sideboard?
Chalice.
Chalice.
I really like Chalice.
Tidebinder Mage.
Tidebinder Mage is really good. Maybe Unified Will.
I'm not
Maybe.
looking at the game. We've just seen
sorry, yeah.
Unified Will.
Yeah. It's if you have more creatures in your opponent, yeah?
Yes, you have more creatures, and it's hard to have more creatures in a deck like Elves, which...
That was a bit of it. You know what? I really like Harbinger of Tides. Because if you can violate in on a tapped mana elf.
Yeah. So yeah, what would we cut from these from the main decks to make space for these sideboard cards?
Spell Pierce?
Spell Pierce seems weak. I mean, you do want to be able to Spell Pierce a collected company if that shows up.
Yeah, but they're gonna have loads of mana. They're playing elves.
Yeah.
Heritage Druid just makes
Heritage Druid and Elvish Arch Druid. That's the one that taps for a green for every elf.
Yeah.
Sometimes we see Nykthos in these elf decks. No copy of Nykthos in this, which can work as a pseudo Gaia's Cradle.
Mm-hmm. I probably, if I was Judge,
I think
So I'm definitely bringing in Choke. I'm definitely bringing in Rexage.
I'm thinking Beast Within.
Thinking Beast Within, yeah.
Possibly Warping Whale.
What does Warping Whale do?
So it's 1 and a colourless,
Yeah.
and its target creature gets +3/-3.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's not
That's Spatial Contortion.
Spatial Contortion. Ah,
Warping Whale I thought was...
the counter sorcery. Counter sorcery, make a Scion, and I think is it destroy the creature, depending on
I think it
its
is.
exile.
Okay. Well, anyway,
okay, so
we've started,
probably see less of that.
game 2.
So turn 1, we'll go with Lee goes Catcher into Silver Adept, and George Chan has just an Elvish
I
Visionary.
believe that he
Elvish
revealed
Mystic, I mean.
Mirror Regery.
Revealing a Mirror Regery, and Chan's going to play a Horizon Canopy.
What is that? Oh, is that Fraction Gust?
It's a Beast Within in hand that I can see, and Heritage Druid pays 1 off the Horizon Canopy for a Dwynen's Elite, and we're off to the races already, pumping out another 3 mana. But
I was going to say a Beast Within the guy, but he's got the curse. What is that? Oh, it's an altered Elvish Archdruid.
altered Elvish Archdruid. Wow.
Oh, it's
He's gonna be so.
It's
Azuri Renegade Leader.
Oh, sorry, yeah, but it's been altered to be someone from Lord of the Rings, but
Yeah, it's the King Elf. Azuri Renegade Leader.
as Pimp Elf.
Yeah. Lee's playing a Cavern of Souls. I'm not sure how this Merfolk deck fares up against Elves generally. It seems that Merfolk just can't spit out enough creatures as quick as the Elves can, and without Island Walk here, I don't see how Lee will be getting in much damage. I mean, attacking.
That Azuri is going to cause so much trouble.
Yeah, the amount of mana that George Chan is going into next turn. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's not so much the mana. It's just to regenerate.
Yeah, and the overrun ability as well. So, yeah, I don't see how Lee can come back. Merfolk, although it is a very aggressive deck and do a lot of damage very quickly, isn't as good as it's when it's behind. It can't catch up as well.
It's got no way of really catching back up.
You've got to chain like Silver Gladep is good for catching up because it's a body plus a card, but a lot of your creatures when they're by themselves don't do as much. And in this board position that George Chan's already made for himself, but things aren't looking too good for Lee already. Only on his 3rd turn.
This elf deck's just it can put so much stuff on the board really quickly.
Yeah, it's quite different to the Legacy Elf deck we see. Not really a combo deck, more just a very fast aggro deck.
Well, it's kind of the same, except it doesn't use Creative Behemoth. It just uses Azuri and a ton of mana to have a creative effect.
Yeah. I think without things such like glimpses and the Whitewood Elvish Visionaries.
I've seen people splash for Beck and Call, but I don't think it's good.
Just play Mirror Regery and pass the turn.
You need a blue mana for that.
This is not. You don't want to be. Merfolk isn't. You don't want to be blocking. Really, it's a very aggressive deck, and blocking with a 2/2/2s and a 3/2 against a very big board from Chen. Doesn't look good. Also,
Look, they'll regenerate as well.
and he's also
Well-
got about 4 or 5 cards in hand, including the Shaman of the Pack,
Shaman of the Pack.
a Horde of
Horde of
Calling. I wonder if Calling something like Elvish
He's got
Archdruid.
He's got another Azuri as well.
So even if this Azuri does die, the other one is just going to come straight out. I think. So he's called for 2 right now. I think impressive you can get from a chord for 2.
Another Dwynen's Elite.
Dwynen's Elite seems fine.
He could just chord for 3 and get a Shaman of the Pack.
So he's got the mana to chord for.
6 mana, yeah?
He's only got 5 mana right now, doesn't he?
You can convoke.
Yeah, but it's the
So, effectively, each of his elves tap for a green mana.
yeah
And he has 2 land, so he's got
5 mana,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 mana.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, with the creatures
Oh,
that attack.
yeah, that is an elf.
It's attacked with.
Yeah.
You can go with a
Beast Within
beast
that.
within on the land.
No, on there, Regery.
Regeray.
Get a beast.
Yeah. This is getting quite difficult for Lee. I mean, he does have ways. With enough cards in hand, he can. I mean, he's got another Regery which you can follow up with. To then hopefully, if he can land a Regery this time, if he has enough Merfolk, he might just spit out enough for his turn afterwards. But I don't see how he can manoeuvre into a winning position from here.
No.
It seems there's very little removal in Merfolk.
So like his spreading seas don't actually do anything. It shuts him off black, but you can just draw a card anyway. Oh, he's going to image the
Silver Gladet.
Draw a card.
Draw a
So
card.
he's done a Lord.
Drawn an Obero, Palace
Place.
in the Clouds,
Yeah, Oberon.
and a Spreading Seas on the Guildleaf Palace.
Probably played the Lord there. Then again, no, actually, it keeps him off black.
Which
If he does, if it
Shaman of
keeps
the
him off
Pack.
black. But he can still just card for it. But
Yeah.
yeah. I'd probably just draw. Not drawing? Okay.
Excuse me. So still no attacks from Lee.
He's got a Dwynen's Elite in hand, he's probably going to play this.
Can he play a Dwynen's Elite into a Shaman of the Pack?
No, he can if he goes Dwynen's Elite into Chord of Calling.
Hall of Calling for which
But the card gets countered from the Curse Catcher,
Curse
but he
Catcher.
might not notice that. Oh, does it? Sorry. No, he's got one more. But it doesn't actually tap for mana, so... Oh no, yeah, the
can
card
tap
just-
the Elvish Visionary for Elvish
yeah, the Elvish
Mystic for mana. Chalice. It's a bit too late. I mean, the board that George Chan's already got is hard enough to contest with.
He's got Master Waves
Does
and a
have Master
Lord
Waves.
and another Regery, so you can go Regery into a free Curse Catcher,
And then follow next turn.
and then following up with.
He's just
2
going to
mana
go for the
into
Master
3
of
mana.
Waves.
If he gets another mana, I'll just. Yeah, he's going to get overrun.
So that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because of the Spreading Seas, 5 elemental tokens. 5 elemental tokens.
I think Lee forgot about his Spreading Seas.
Yeah. Even though it is on his opponent's side of the, it is still controlled by Lee, or owned at least.
Both.
Both.
Chord.
Chord.
He could probably just get an Elvis Archdruid, but I think he's just going to get a Shaman back.
Yeah. Either of them seems fair. Yeah. Curse Catcher will just, you can just pay for it off the Elvish Mystic. Yeah, Elvish Archdruid. Well, this does. It's both a Lord pumping up the entire team and produces
So he gets
a lot of
1,
mana.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 mana is
He can produce
what is in
a lot of mana.
just off this. 8
Just off
mana.
that.
It's +3/+3. Off the Azuri?
Azuri gives, I think it's Overrun, which is +2/+2 trample.
Okay, but they've already got +1/+1 off the
So yeah,
archery, don't they?
and then he plays another Dwynen. 7 mana. Oh, wait, more, is it more than that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. And he's got giving more. He's activated Azuri, giving all of them trample and +2/+2. So they are the power on the board. Each creature gets +3/+3. Mainly 1 and 2 power creatures. So
4, 8.
Yeah, Lee.
He's just dead.
Well done to George Tannen. Hard luck on Lee. I mean, I think so. In the battle of the tribes,
seems like a rough matchup.
yeah,
for
in the battle of the tribes, the elves are
it's just too explosive.
victorious. I think
Merfolk seems to.
it seems a bit just a couple of turns slower than elves. So
It's not so much that. I mean, Merfolk preys on islands and like mid-rangey, like I don't know, whatever, blue decks basically,
yeah,
to just kill them with tempo. Whereas Elves just goes, I'm just gonna not care what you do, make a load of guys, and if you don't stop this, I'm gonna just
so
overrun you.
are we going to have another game shown?
I think so. That was pretty quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've only
Try and get something.
Yeah, I've only had about 15 minutes. We'll go to adverts just now. Hope to see you again shortly. Thank you.
We'll be back in a couple of minutes or so. I don't know.